Hello and welcome to the Coming Down to Earth with Spirit podcast with me, your host, David Hale. In the podcast, we'll be talking about mediumship and all things spiritual in a down-to-earth and honest kind of way, with a touch of humour also. So I hope you can join me on my podcast journey so you can learn from my own spiritual journey and experiences with spirit in the aim to help you on your own spiritual journey, or it may just be to answer any of those questions that you have about the spiritual world. So join me now as we get into this episode. Hello everybody and welcome back to another listener questions episode. And this episode we have a question from, I don't know who asked this question, but hopefully if you're listening you'll recognise it. So apologies, but I'm going to answer the question anyway. And the question is about different sensations when you feel spirit. Is it the same for everybody? No, it'll be different depending on you, on who you are as a person and how your spirit people want you to feel them. So, for example, I go very warm. So whenever I'm connecting with spirit, I go very, very warm. Even if I'm cold to start with, because I feel the cold quite easily, by the end of it, I am sweating and I have to change my t-shirt, in fact, because my back is just sopping wet, it's just the energy build up, and that's how my body feels it. Is the warmth coming through. I might feel, a tingling sensation on my head, like someone's very gently putting their fingers through the tips of my hair. I will get that shudder. You know when you get that shudder, and that goes with the saying of, "Oh, someone just walked over my grave." I learnt from reading another spiritual book that is a calling card from spirit. So I know now I could just be sitting randomly at home, watching the TV, and suddenly I'll just shudder. And I'll get that shiver straight through my body. And I know that's my spirit family or my guides just saying, "We're here," and just letting me know that they are there. So that's one thing that I feel as well. But it's very different for everybody. And sometimes what it can depend on how you pick up energy, how you pick up signs. So for example, if you are quite a visual person, you might find that spirit will show you things that you're going to notice, whether it be, the white feather, or see the robin in the garden, or it could be just symbols that you might see. So for example, when I was on holiday a couple of years ago, me and my half were having lunch somewhere, and I noticed in the distance there's a towel with an anchor on it. And an anchor, my mind goes straight to my granddad, because my granddad had a tattoo of an anchor on his arm. And then we went somewhere else and there was a bag with anchors on it. Then we went somewhere else, there's something else with an anchor on it. And all these things throughout the whole holiday, there were these, I know, look, we're on holiday, right? And we're in the sun, we're near the beach. And so you might say, oh, anchors are common. But that was the only time. The holiday before, I didn't see them. Holidays since, in the same place, because we go back to the same place quite often, I don't see them. But this one particular holiday, everywhere that we went, there were things with anchors on them. And I know that was my granddad saying to me, "I'm here and I'm with you." For whatever reason, right? It doesn't need to be a reason, spirit there anyway. But symbolically, he was showing me he was there through the anchors that I was seeing and all these different objects on this holiday. So if you are quite a visual person, you might notice things like that, and the spirit give you those signs in that form. Whereas if you're more of an audible, so it's audible, is that the right word? If you like things like music, and you like the hustle and bustle, you don't mind noise, and you might like instruments and those kind of things, then spirit might give things to you in an audible form. So you might hear knocks. You might have random songs playing in your head, and that's spirit just connecting with you directly by giving you those audible sounds. It might be just a random song that pops in your head, but the words in the song actually connect with you, or it's a song that was played at someone's funeral, or it's a song that is special between you and another person in spirit. So you might pick up things urgently. But if you're more of a sensitive person and you're quite empathic, spirit might make you feel them. So you might feel that chill, you might feel that warmth, you might feel that tingle on your head, on your face. So spirit will They're clever, as I've said in previous videos. They know what they're doing, and they know that they're going to give you things in the way in which they know you're going to pick them up, or you're going to notice them. There's no point in them showing you flashing lights if you're not a visual person, if you don't look out for those kind of things. They're going to give you something else that you're going to pick up that spirit are there, right? If that makes sense. So that's what I'll say to people. Be open to how spirit are going to show themselves to you. I think, TV, films, movies don't do it any favors. They show things as being like as obvious as a smack in the face with a baseball bat. Some spirit signs are not obvious. They can be very, very subtle, but we need to be open to receiving the signs in the way in which spirit want to give them to us, and not how we want to receive them. If that makes sense. So if we're expecting spirit to talk to us in our heads, that's probably ain't going to happen. You're going to see spirit in a different way. You're going to notice spirit in a different way. So the sensations that you feel will be different. It might not be a sensation at all. It might just be that you see something instead, or you hear something instead, or you smell something. You might smell a perfume. You might smell cigarette smoke, tobacco smoke for no reason. No one in your house smokes, so why are you smelling that tobacco smoke? Yeah, oh, my dad did. Oh, there you go. There's your sign from your dad. So spirit will give us different things in different ways, and in ways in which that you personally are going to pick up and understand and recognize what they're trying to give you. So thanks for the question there. Whoever asked that question, thank you very much. It was a very good question, because I think a lot of people have that same question, because people want to know, how do I recognize when spirit are with me? So I hope that I've answered that question. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you all soon. Well, that's it for today's listener question episode. If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer based on the spiritual world or mediumship, then please do email me at davidhmedium@outlook.com. You can email me as many questions as you like. I'll add them to the list and I'll get to them as quick as I can. But until then, thanks for listening, look after yourselves, have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you all soon.